Hey guys, welcome back. Ishmael Aziz here. If you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're not, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be going over the 10 reasons men lose in relationships. Now, this is based off my personal experience. This is based on what I've seen. And this is based on the mistakes and the conversations that I've had so that you may potentially learn from it. If you learn something, you learn something. If you don't, you don't. And we're going to kick it off with the first one. And understand that a lot of this is about who you are and how you hold yourself as a man. And I know that a bunch of people may disagree with my opinions. They may call me whatever they want to call me. End of the day, I don't give a fuck. So we'll potentially discuss that in the end. The first one is do not judge publicly, right? Now, this actually has nothing to do with being in your own relationship. This is much more to do with other people. So I'm going to talk about the boys, all right? So these are your lads, your friends, whoever the fuck you want to call them, your compadres, your musketeers, right? These are the guys that are by your side. You have to recognize that they're stupid. Now, it's not that you're better than them, you're also stupid, just like I'm stupid, yes? And in this example that I'm going to give, we're going to name, we got you over there, the viewer, and we've got Tom. Right? Tom is your boy. You grew up together, you know each other very well, and Tom has decided, due to his mommy issues, daddy issues, or lack thereof, whatever you want to call, he's found the crazy bitch. Right? And you know for a fact that Tom needs to be on his grind, on his hustle, on his mindset, or whatever the hell you want to say. And this woman is really, she's not good for him. She's really not good for him. And there are times that he's happy, but then there are times that he's distraught. What do you do as a good friend? As a good friend, shut the fuck up. There will be times where Tom comes to you with his problems. Tom's gonna be like, bro, this girl, she's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and he's gonna talk shit. Do not support the talking of the shit. Learn to shut the fuck up. Learn to not have an opinion. Learn to just speak neutrally. Not saying defend or play devil's advocate. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying much more, speak to him about how he feels. And at any point if he says, but bro, what would you do in my position? Or do you think she's this or do you think she's that? Tell him, bro, like at the end of the day, I care about what you think. And if you think A, B, C, D, then you have my support. But never call his woman a bitch. Never call her a whore. Never call her any names under the sun. Because statistically speaking, Tom is going back to the charlatan, to the Bathsheba. He is going to go return to her, heading in between the two tetatas, in between the breasts, saying, I love you, baby. You're my number one. And when things are good with him and his woman, he's going to have to remember the fact that you didn't say nice things about his woman. Now, granted, you weren't speaking out of turn. You were speaking with the context that was provided, but nonetheless, you called her a bitch. You called her a whore. You called her whatever you did call her. And because of that, one of two things will happen. Either you're going to end up in a circumstance where you and Tom are hanging together and his woman's there and he knows that you have certain feelings towards her. Or even worse, Tom has decided to be a bit of a cuck and he's told his woman the things that you have said with the context or whatever it's going to be, because men are stupid, right? And that being the case, it just doesn't end well for you. In no country, because realistically, Tom's not going to listen to you. And the reason for this is people will not listen to the advice that other people give them 99% of the time unless they are like folded to that person. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. They just won't listen. And they will only hear the truth when they speak the truth to themselves, so best not speak at all. Stay neutral, be there for the person, but don't give unsolicited opinions. Even if solicitation was requested, that could hurt you in the future, and you have to recognize that Tom is stupid. And you want a good relationship with Tom, right? Because he's one of your boys. So make sure to stay silent, right? The next one is, this is rule number 2. It's going to be fun making chapters out of all of this, figuring out where the chapters are. Rule number 2, yes, is, I can actually write it down. Rule number 2 is going to be make sure, and this applies to both cases, make sure you do not make your woman really close friends with your friends, like your male friends. And literally, because all you're doing is asking for fucking problems. In no country, yes, and I'm sure there's some exceptions to the rules depending on what culture, your mindset, so on and so forth, but statistically speaking, there is no net benefit to you introducing your lady to a bunch of males that you know. Because all you're asking for is problems. Yes? Now, I'll speak to myself, I'll share a little story. I once went out with my guys, right? Like, this is way back when we're making a little bit of money, we're going out, we're celebrating, we're having a good time. Yes? And one of the guys brings his chick. Not his chick, his ex-bitch. Yes? His ex. Now, she didn't really like me. I didn't really give a fuck. Because my rule is, if my boys have a girl, I'm not going past, how are you? I likely won't remember her name. Hi, how are you? And then I'll make sure that I'm not speaking with her. Right? Like, there will be no real conversation. Not that I have anything against her, I just don't want any fucking problems. I don't need to be intertwined. There is no win-win situation with me knowing her. My life will not increase in any said value. So, if there's nothing to be gained and there's a bunch to be lost, why am I getting involved in this? Now, the context that I have, party's going well. But now, I don't drink. Everyone's drinking. Yeah, so we're all having a good time, bottles popping, so on and so forth. Come towards the end of the event, and there's drama. She was talking to one guy, he's not happy, a bunch of fucking stupidity. And I'm watching all of this stupidity unfold while I'm sober and no one else is sober, right? And then one of our guys went to go talk to one of the guy with the ex. So our mutual friend went to go talk with the bitch. Yes, explaining everything A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And he's doing it genuinely out of his heart. And my guy gets offended by it, obviously. Obviously, he gets offended because they've gone for like 45 minutes having a deep chat. But my guy doesn't know this. He's just seeing stupidity happen and no one's sober, making it even worse. Yes? And I went to him after all of this, like during the whole shabago, after they had their conversation, I went to him and said, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, he didn't have any bad intentions. I said, no, you're a fucking idiot. Your intentions are fucking irrelevant. It's how it fucking looks. And it doesn't look bloody good. Funny enough, this guy, if you watch Mr. Georgie, sweet guy, he cried. Because he's got such a good heart. You've got such a good heart. And then the whole night is coming to a wrap up, right? Like, my conclusions of what I understood is she thought they were going to be, like, just friends. He actually, turns out, didn't want to be just friends. And the whole shabacle. And I told her, woman, your maths is wrong. You know him in a certain way. I know him in a certain way. I know he's not the kind of person to want to just be friends. That's not how he thinks. And that's what I said. And then she said, look, Ishmael, thank you. Blah, 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 blah. You know what? You're right. But one thing, and I was like, what the fuck is she going to say? She says, you don't know my side of the story. And she took a deep breath. And I said, bitch. I interrupted her and said, excuse the fuck up. And she said, just cut off. And I said, you don't have my shoulder to cry on. He has my shoulder to cry on. He can cry on my shoulder any day of the week. You don't have that right. And I'm not giving you that right. Because that's just not how it works. So, like, if you want to go cry, find someone to go cry. It's not going to be my shoulder, because you don't have that. He does. Yes? And you need to be able to draw lines, because unless you draw lines, and you don't want to be one of those people, like, don't be naive and foolish thinking, I get along with this person, I get along with this person, and if the two of them get along together, it's just going to be amazing. Because that's just not how life works. Like, in theory, yeah, that sounds good, but what happens when jealousy, trouble, so on, creeps in? Because what? Like, you could be jealous, or he could get jealous, or they could like each other, or whatever depth of stupidity. Yes? And now you could then argue, yeah, but Ishmael, if they like each other, then that saves me the headache. No, you stupid fuckface. Like, if you want problems, go to the playground. Yeah? Oh, she should know what to do, or he should know what to do. Why are you giving them challenges? Why are you making life difficult? Why are you complicating stuff? Right? So then it's twofold. Don't try to get to know your guy's girls. You have nothing to gain from it. She could be the best person on fucking earth. Good. That's your boy's girl. Be happy for him. And like, khalas. Yes? And to the same extent, make sure you draw the lines. Right? There's a wonderful lady I'm seeing now, and I could see trouble happening, right, in my toxicity. I told my guy, because I saw trouble from a distance. I said, bro, like, this is gonna be trouble. Like, just block her. Like, just block her. Like, nothing even against her. I'm with her. I love her very much. All is very good. Yes? I just don't want that trouble. And I know he doesn't want that fucking trouble. And I know she's just being a sweet girl. Yes? He blocked her. Again, it's nothing to do with, you know what, I don't want this, I'm jealous, or A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's, I don't want the fucking headache. So if we can mitigate the headache, let us mitigate the headache. Yes? The next one, right? So we're at 10:50 bloody 7. Yes? The next one, don't involve her in your work. Now, what do I mean by this? And this is more centered to the entrepreneurs. On the basis that you have an up and running business and everything is going sweet and dandy, wonderful, she can get involved. She can get involved either really helping the business or doing jack shit in the business, whatever the fuck she wants to do. Yes? As long as it like doesn't interfere with anything crazy, and as long as you don't give her responsibilities that are not befitting of her capacity. Like, just because you like to be with her and sleep with her and spend time with her doesn't mean that she's qualified. So as long as you don't make a dumb decision like that, it's fine. But then for the entrepreneurs that are getting on their grind, yes, do not mix your woman with the grind, because it will not work, because you're going to end up attempting to share responsibilities, right? You're going to end up, hey babe, like, let's read together, or let's wake up, or let's do this, let's do that. Never do that, because you're deferring responsibility onto a person that shouldn't have that responsibility, because that's your dream, not their dream. And it doesn't make you look good. And the likelihood of her being able to keep up isn't that high, on the basis that she's not following the same path that you're following of entrepreneurship, and you're being lazy. Like, you want to lead by example, and more often than not, leading by example, like, it's you doing it without needing anyone else, for others to look at you and be like, wow, how does he do that? Yes? So make sure you don't get them too involved. And I know that there's this amazing dream of, you know what, I really love my woman. And if we had this like business together and we grew together, and it's like Alex Hormozi and his wife and how they grew together, like, wow, shut the fuck up. Like, if it happens for you, beautiful. Do I believe it? Fuck no. Because like the likelihood of those two, like that type of personality, finding it and working, super, super low. My honest bet is it's for the camera. Not that I care that much to have an honest bet on it. And that's your dream, and I get it, because I would love that for myself. I would love to be in a position where I've got my woman, she's working really hard with me, and we're growing our dream together, so on and so forth. But realistically, that's not fucking realistic. So make sure you don't tangle up that incorrectly, because that can cause many problems, right? Timestamp, chapter begins. Yes? Don't conform to her whispers. Now this, I'm speaking about a certain type of woman, a Bathsheba, charlatan, the dangerous ones. Yes? The one thing that many men get confused on is they think that they're in charge. Yes? Men will often think to themselves, you know what? My woman, she listens to me, she follows me, blah, 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 blah. I'm alpha G. You're wrong. And this is not me putting you down. This also applies to me. This applies to all men. You have to understand that the fact is, we work in servitude to women. We work so that women don't have to work. Now, obviously, there's different responsibilities for women, typically at motherhood, right? But let's talk before motherhood, yes? Because that's applicable to me. Everything I do, she reaps the benefit of. Like, I'll work 25 hours non-stop. Crash, not sleep that much, wake up, rinse and repeat. Working for years, sacrificing. In order to do this, in order to go there, in order to do this, to do that. All in servitude. And to believe that you are the one in charge, you're wrong. Women are a lot smarter than men. Now, I do shit on women quite a lot when it comes to just like general competence on like small things. When it comes to manipulation, ooh, the day that you think that you have got everything under wraps and you are the man and you are in charge, that is the day you must then realize, fuck, you're not in charge of shit. Yes? Because they look at it in such a complex way, and it's not even a bad way. It's not that I'm saying that they're going to manipulate the shit out of you. Yes, or even if they are going to like guide you or whisper, so on and so forth, it's not necessarily always in a bad way. It can be in a very good way, or it can be in a way where there isn't any problems, because there is truth to, there is bliss in ignorance, right? But when it starts to go against that which you believe to be true, right? Where, I'll give an example. Yeah, this is an example that applies to me, where lots of people from the other side, let's say her friends, yes, they're going to say, he's toxic, he's this, he's that. And like, shut the fuck up, you don't know me. Like, no, not shut the fuck up. Have your opinions. It is your prerogative to have all of these opinions. I've got no issues with it, yes? But I'm going to make sure I don't conform to opinions of those that I do not know. So by telling me that person ABC says EFG, and you kind of see their point, I don't give a fuck. Because I don't know who they are, and they don't know who I am as an individual. So I'm not going to listen to any of that. And I'm not going to fall into a format of peer pressure that comes through other proxies to influence me into thinking that that which I believe is incorrect. I have certain logical parameters. This for this reason, that for this reason. No, we don't dress like a hoe. Why? Attract male attention. That bad. That show that you available. We don't do that. No. Not okay with me. Yes. Oh, you want to get boobies done? No. I like your boobies. We don't need boobies. Yes. Many people would say both points on controlling of dressing, or whether she does this or that to her body, is oh so terrible. Yeah. Oh, you're toxic fuck. But then I'm going to say, okay, but now I'm working above and beyond the hours, sacrificing above and beyond in order for her to reap those benefits. And that's why she likes me. So surely I must conform in certain ways that appeal to that which she desires long term. And to the same extent, I need that as well from her side. So there's requirements of both sides. So why is one toxic and the other isn't? Even if they're not like for like, because how I dress doesn't really matter, but how she dresses does matter. But then how I work matters, and how she doesn't work, and how she works, that doesn't matter, right? So there's different standards for both parties, and you need to understand that, right? And these are just small examples, but it's to make sure that you don't listen to the whispers, yes? Now, if you are okay with having your lady, as an example, having male friends, be my guest. Do I recommend it? Fuck no. But if you're okay with it, if you're that confident within yourself, I believe that's the term. If you're that confident within yourself, be my guest. Go do it. Me, I'm not okay with it. I don't want it. Now, there's a plethora of reasons why I don't want it. I can sum it up nicely. Like a nice way to put it is, I believe that all of my all of the feminine energy that I require should come from one person. Yes? And when I desire that, I get it from one person. That's my person. I don't go to my female friends or so on and so forth. To the same extent, I don't want her to, when she needs masculine energy, feel to go here or to go there. No. I am that. And it applies to both ways. Right? That, alongside with other reasons, is why I believe what I believe. And many people would say, Ishmael, you're insecure. I'll say, okay. But I'm not going to conform how I am or what I believe just because of the whispers or the beliefs of other people. So stick to your gut. This applies to all of you. Stick to that which you know to be correct. And if you fail in sticking to your gut, it is way better to fail than sticking to your gut by just making the wrong decisions than it is, and to learn the consequences of that, than it is to learn that you made a mistake not sticking to your gut, doubting yourself. Yes, and then fucking up, because that's way worse. Now, obviously, if you're being a bastard and you're beating your woman and you're going a little bit too far, check yourself, like question what the fuck you're doing, right? Because there's a fine line, and maybe I even crossed the fine line, yes? But there is a fine line, and make sure you don't go too crazy, but don't conform to the whispers, Yes? And then secondly, don't doubt your decisions. So no, then this is another rule. Yeah, let me just put that down, 20. Yes? Another rule. Don't doubt your decisions. I'm gonna share a story. Fucking retarded. Yes? I said to my sweet, sweet little lady, we had a little bit of issues. I said to my sweet little lady, we were going back and forth for a few weeks. I said, look, I want to be X, Y, and Z. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? And I'm being very diplomatic about it. I'm being very genuine. I'm not trying to push. I'm just having good conversations. So I'm not sure. I got to think about it. You've got this, you've got that, you've got that, you've got this, you've got this, you've got that. All right? And we're going back and forth for like fucking 3 weeks. Yes? And in going back and forth, she's allowed, and I'm not speaking bad on her, I'm just like covering context, she's allowed to live in both realms. Not saying that she was living in the extremes of both realms, but seeing and not seeing, so on and so forth. And then I said nice and simple, you know what? Fuck all of this. I've got an update. She's like, what's the update? I'm like, we're back together. She's like, huh? We're back together, this is not a discussion. Her response, okay, sounds good. Yeah, like genuinely happy, bouncy. And I'm like, fuck me. Yes. And I'll correct what I just said on don't doubt your decisions. It's don't doubt your ability to lead. And it's not to say that women are subservient. I'm not saying that is the positioning of all women to be. Yes? There is a proclivity with a lot of women, not all, because I don't know all women, so I can't speak to that. There's a proclivity with many women to have the desire to be subservient to their partner on the basis that the partner has the right to lead in how he is as a person. Yes? And part of that is being confident enough to lead. And a simple example, or like a micro example I can give of this, is the difference between going in for the kiss and saying, are you okay if I kiss you now? Those two things are completely different. Feeling that you want to ask, obviously how you asked, I asked it quite a good way there. Took that example because it sounded good. Asking to get, let's say, the first kiss and leaning in and taking the courage for the first kiss. Yes? Two different stances. One is, I'm going to lead. And the other is, let me just make sure everything's okay before I take a step forward because I'm a bit of a pussy like that. Now, I'm not saying go kiss every girl. Like, I know a guy who tried to do this. Do it in the wrong context. The girl spat rice in his face as she was chewing. So, like, don't be retarded. And he got friend-zoned horribly. So don't be retarded with that, but it's be comfortable in leading. Yes? And now, one other thing. This is an important rule, very important to be understood. And honestly, I believe this is where many men go wrong. Yes? I'm going to title it, Don't Argue with a Child. Now, why am I saying don't argue with a child? It's not that I'm saying a woman is a child. Don't argue because the argument is invalid. Because a woman is going to argue based on how she feels, not based on what she's saying or what the facts are. She's going to argue based on how she feels. And you're going to argue based on logic. And the two of them don't fucking work. Like, imagine having a debate or trying to debate and both people are arguing different aspects of the debate or different debates entirely. And to a great extent, don't debate at all. Don't argue. Don't shout, right? And okay, there's different aspects to this on the don't argue with a child. Never shout at women. Like, I can count, I believe, on my 10 little fingers. Yes, maybe even on this hand, how many times I've accidentally shouted at a woman, right? And why do I say accidentally shouted? Because, now granted in these points, oh my, fucking pissed off at that point. Yeah, like gone way too high, I'm pissed off. But now, why do I never really shout? It's because, what the fuck is she gonna do to me? Like, she can't kill me. She can't attack me. She imposes no actual danger. So the only reason I would shout at her is to intimidate her. And why on earth would I want to intimidate her? Because why on earth would I attack her or anything close to that? Like, that's retarded. Like, I wouldn't shout at a child in a battling argument, because that's a waste of my fucking time, because I'm not going to argue with a child. I'm the adult, I'm in charge. Yes, and I know you may think like, oh, but you'll argue with children. I was taking care of my cousin, yeah, a teenager. Yes, he tried to have debates with me. I looked at him, I said, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, well, my opinion, da, da, da. I said, I don't give a fuck about your opinion. You're a child. Like, shoo, adult speaking. And other adults were trying to get him in the conversation because there's a bunch of drama happening. And I looked at him and said, why the fuck are you including? I told him, fuck off. And I told all of them, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's a fucking child. Like, why are you including him in the conversation? Yes. To the same extent, like, I'm not saying don't do that to women. I'm not saying that at all. Yes. Why argue? And the point on the child, the example that I gave is what the fuck? The subject was lost. How the fuck was the subject lost? You guys lost me there. Yes. And the point is much more to the fact of that if she's in her feels, I need to listen to how she feels. Even if the logic isn't fucking there. Because the logic doesn't have to make sense. Because it won't make sense. Like, you're like, yeah, but it has to. It doesn't. Don't try it. Waste of your time. Yes? And to that extent, it's much better to attempt to understand what the feelings are and going through them. And if there's a back and forth, let the back and forth happen. It's healthy. Yes? And I'll touch on that in a second. It's the listen to how she feels rather than listening to the logical debate. Like, cool, you'll win the logical debate and you're going to lose the fucking battle, right? So make sure not to argue, because that doesn't achieve anything. Focus much more on the feelings than anything else, yes? And then the next point to that, I forgot what my fucking point was. So we'll move on. Yeah. So those were a few different rules. Don't shout, bully, or intimidate, because it's a bit embarrassing. Like, it's like, why am I gonna, like, it's as though I feel the need to shout at someone that I know I can beat the shit out of. Like, not a woman, let's say it's a guy. Like, I'm not gonna feel the need to try to intimidate or like overextend or flex on someone I know I can beat the shit out of. And to that extent, a woman imposes no danger, so why would I shout, bully, or intimidate, right? Don't argue, because nothing's gonna be gained in arguing. And you're just being stupid. Like, fuck, like, imagine you're playing a game of debate where you can't win the debate. And if you win the debate, I promise you, you've lost the debate. And what's much more better is to work to understand the feel, right? So I'm just crossing off everything. So we've had don't doubt your decision, don't conform to whispers. Oh, that's a good one. Don't involve her in your work, don't mix with your friends, don't talk about women, don't judge publicly. Don't argue with a child. Yeah, there we go. We've got two more things. Yes. Don't talk. Okay, let's put that time in. 28:18. I've got a fucking retard. Fuck off. Fuck off. Yeah, fucking idiot. He was about to disturb our video. Don't talk on your struggles. This is an interesting one. It's a complicated one. And I can be wrong on this one, so take note, I can be wrong. The fact is, where is that idiot going? The fact is, don't talk on your struggles, because it's all a lie, yes? A woman will say to you, be honest with me, share your vulnerability with me, which is another way of show me your weakness. And there's nothing wrong with showing weakness. Nothing. In many cases, there's honor in doing it as long as it's done correctly. Right? Where you can take it from a stoic point of view and you're explaining that this is A, B, C, D, affects everything, so on and so forth, but stoically. If you go like a bitch, you think she imagined a bitch when she imagined her dream man growing up in the slumber parties with the girls, is talking about men and looking at fucking the bloody Magic Mike men, so on and so forth, and imagining who they're gonna have, so on and so forth. No, they didn't imagine a bitch. Right? So recognize that as sad as it is, and it's fucking sad and it's lonely, there's many struggles that you can't talk about, or that you shouldn't talk about, and that you don't want to talk about. And the struggle has to go onto your shoulders, right? Even now, I've got, 10 things on my fucking struggle list that just bullshits that I'm dealing with. Like, and it's not so much work. Like, work is calm. Like, work problems are work problems. I enjoy them. It's like personal problems. I've got like 10 of them on my list. And I'm not talking about any of them. Because what's going to be gained? And I can just deal with it. And yeah, it sucks. And it's shit. But the duty of the man is in part taking on the pain and the struggling and the suffering, right? And that's listening to her struggles and not bitching about your own, or not saying, like, if you're one of the men, and I know men like this, I don't respect them at all, where they manipulate women into feeling bad for their circumstances because of X, Y, Z, you're just a bitch. And these men are bitches. And you don't want to be the kind of guy who has that type of self-pity and makes it public, right? Any man that I've met to date that has any form of virtue or honor or just masculinity, pity is the last thing that they want on their books, or they want as a badge next to them, or that they want people to see. Even those that are struggling or have struggled or have gone through fucking hell and back, the last thing they ask for, require, is pity. And on the basis that you are similar to that, hold your pain like with honor, yes. And I believe that this is, there's many aspects to it. One of them is that pain is very different for men than it is for women, right? Now, I'm not saying that we feel pain differently. Everyone I don't know how fucking women feel pain. I don't even know how you feel pain. I can only imagine that it's similar to me, but I could be wrong, right? And that's more of like an inception kind of thought. The fact is that I get really strong from all of my pains. All of my struggles have built me to be in such a manner that I can take on a lot of fucking shit. Bring me struggle, bring me trauma, bring me all of this. Like, come. Now, I'm not saying you didn't want it, yes, but bring it to me. Because that's who I am. That's how I'm built. It's all of my defining characteristics that make me really good at A, B, C, D. It's how I am. It's really good. Put all of that on a woman, oh, it sucks ass. It's shit to say. You got a fucking walking red flag. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because life's not so easy for women in terms of, like, even, let's say, as an entrepreneur, it's a lot more challenging as a woman to be an entrepreneur because of the stigma of entrepreneurship. Now, don't get me wrong, a woman can sell her body and make fucking money like a motherfucker, whether that's through OnlyFans or soliciting business in order to close deals and close transactions, so on and so forth. And they got those advantages. But then when it comes to genuine business, it's a lot harder for a woman because of the stigma and because of males. Like, I've worked with females on outreach, as an example, like contacting other businesses. Fuck me, the amount of just men responding, trying to get dates and stuff. It's awkward, and it's not nice. But then add too much pain onto a woman. No judgment, and I'm not saying this is in all cases, right? But this is in cases that I know of, right? Where they end up turning to prostitution. They end up turning to working in a strip club because life isn't necessarily easy, and past certain points, it's not always the worst thing in their purview or through their experience to be there. Now, at the same time, there's a lot of struggle that can do a lot of damage to a lot of men. Suicide rates a lot higher in men, but it hits differently. So your proclivity or your requirement for the pain to disappear, not very high. Because give me a man who's never suffered pain, and I will point, that's where his vagina is. Not in a bad way, but like, it builds character and it builds strength. And I'm not saying women don't have character or strength, but one thing that is idealized is femininity. Or at least amongst many men, like not all men, but like a lot of men desire or find it attractive for a woman to be feminine. But in order for a woman to be feminine, she needs to not be in her masculine, and typically women go into the masculine when there's a bunch of bullshit that happens and they need to like confront the bullshit, right? So recognize that not all of your struggles need to be spoken about. Like, cool, I'm not saying keep them all hidden, but don't look to your woman to be your rock. Because it's not that she shouldn't be your rock or can't be your rock. It's that she has the right over you for you to be her rock, but you do not have the right over her to request her to be your rock. Now, if she's gonna be perfectly fine, but that you don't have the right to demand it or say that I need you to be my rock or I thought you were my rock, because fuck me, like turbulent women. You know, like it's a beautiful thing. Like I love it, the complexity of women, but fucking also turbulent. And then the final one, nice and simple, is okay timing 35. And the final one, nice and simple. When you are, this is a really fucking complicated one, is do not lose track on your goals when it comes to women, because you'll end up fucking losing the woman. It's a really annoying one. Yes, now everyone like 50 Cent, he says nice and simple, like chase the money, the bitches follow. Chase the bitches, the money goes out. Yeah, like that's like a more extreme way to put it, or like let's say not a nice way, or like subjugating like women to bitches or just money. When it comes to your goal, you're gonna hit a paradox, right? As you chase your goal, a lot of you guys, the bulk of you, the bulk of the viewers are gonna be like, I need to become a certain type of male to attract the best type of female that I desire, yes? And you make it your goal to be the best in order to get the best and attract the best, and you fuck up because when you get the best, you're like, cool, now you're my focus. But what you don't understand is it's your desire to go for your goal that allowed you to obtain her. Yes, or not obtain her, but attract her. Like she found that redeeming factor of you attractive on the basis that like, that's why, or that's the context that you got her in. Not that you're like showing off your business, but that's the kind of man that you were. You're like, I'm chasing my goals, so on and so forth, and she found that attractive. But now, if you only did that to get her, perfectly fine, like you can do that, there's not an issue, but then recognize you cannot deviate from that path or else you will lose her, because you're basically saying to her, you can change, you're one person, I live one life, and you are so good that I will stop my character development, I will stop the pinnacle of what I am able to do just to make you happy. And trust when I say it will not make her happy. It will dry her up like the Sahara Desert, and nothing is to be gained. And at the same time, you're actually thinking very selfishly. And the reason I say that you're thinking selfishly is that you will end up putting you and her in a worse position than if you were to focus on your goals. Yes, you'll lose time with her. Yes, you'll lose the, how do I say this? You will lose the desire. Not that you lose the desire, you will lose the dopamine that you have to be with her. And that in part is a sacrifice that allows you to be with her and be the man that is required to be there. Because you're focusing on your goals, you're focusing on your future, and yeah, it's not always necessarily seen. And I know a lot of entrepreneurs who they lose women because the women are like, I thought you were gonna be with me, but now you're working in your business, you don't care about me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know, it's a pain, it's a struggle, it's a strife. But don't lose track of your goals. And a more extreme way to put it, and this is how I saw it a long time ago, I said, I've got two options. I can lose the woman, I can stop my business, not stop, but like massively reduce my output to business, to work. 3 years later, she cheats on me, sucks another man's dick, and then I just lost 3 years of my life. Or I can keep working on my business. If she stays attracted, Hakuna Matata, amazing. If she wants to go suck another man's dick, I don't care, because in 3 years I'm going to be even better than where I'm at now. And when you look at it from that purview, if she wants to stay along for the ride and she can look far down enough, and she's happy to not take short-term pleasure and play for the long-term goal, creme de la creme. And if she wants that short-term pleasure, to the streets she shall go. Yeah, those are my 10 reasons on why men lose in relationships. And honestly, if you've been able to stick to the end, well done. If you have any questions, ask me in the questions. If you believe that there's other reasons, put it down in the comments. For those of you who have stuck till the end, this is a 40-minute video. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will aim to try to figure out how to grow the YouTube in the way of the algorithm while giving genuine advice on what I would want to hear if I was going to speak to myself, or if I'm speaking to the younger version of me, or like my younger cousin, whoever it's going to be. I'll see you guys in another video.